What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Brian's Journey. Today we are at the end of the Blue Cave, and it's a dead end. But that's okay, because Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave solves all of your problems. Chappy, huh? In the way of what? There's nothing here. It's just like a random corner. I suppose so, yeah. This area seems a lot smaller than in Quest 64. Hello. Indeed. Indeed. That should be very dangerous. Yes, the Elltale book is, in fact, the Elltale book. No? Why am I even here if you're just gonna send me back? What was the point of all that? What did we... Oh. We did get a mermaid orb? Okay. Sure, why not? Yes, spin around. That is your duty. And that's that. So... now what? So... What are we supposed to do now? Well, therein lies the problem. No one really tells us what we're supposed to do at this point. So, let's just... Actually, before I head out, I'm gonna rest up. Okay. And now that we're ready for adventure, we just have to take one of these other paths. Now, if you recall, in Quest 64, our next destination is to be... Is it our next destination, or... I kind of feel like the order of events in this game is a little bit different than Quest 64, but the important part is that we obviously can't go to the Windward Forest, if you recall, because that way is blocked. So we have to go to Cull Hazard next. And the sign says that is this way, so that is the way that we are, in fact, going to head. The battles in this area are actually very easy now. I mean, that's not that surprising, but compared to the first time we were here, they're way easier. If I really want to, I can finish each battle in like a single spell. Alright then, I guess I might as well. You know what would have been useful? A midway point where we could rest between the dock and Larapool, not between Larapool and Cull Hazard. The fights are not that hard in this area, not now. I believe there's a spirit over here. There is, in fact. Power up the earth, spirits! And continue heading south to Cull Hazard. Thankfully, this place is significantly easier than in the Quest 64 version of the game. Partly because I have a map, but partly just because it's a lot easier to navigate dungeons in this game without having to mess around with, oh, which way was I facing? Which way was I going? Oh, I don't know, the camera flipped around. There's none of that nonsense now. Not here. And at least those particular enemies weren't especially hard either. One of the other things that makes this place a little bit easier is just the fact that it's a lot smaller. I mean, that's obviously gonna help. I mean, I guess it's not that surprising that you can fit more content on a Nintendo 64 cartridge than a Game Boy Color cartridge, but... Oh man, wyverns. I hope fire works okay against these guys? Yeah, that's pretty good. These guys aren't quite as, I don't know what to describe them as, other than just, like, scary, as the 64-bit variants, but they're certainly nothing to laugh at. They definitely fall into the category of kill them as quickly as possible, though. At least at the moment. So I want to come over to the east this way a little bit. Lamia, huh? Let's just punch her a bunch. Ow. Okay, let's not do that. Homing arrow? Wasn't especially effective. Neither was that. Let's just run away. That could have gone better. So, Lamia's spells, or her long-range spells, aren't very effective, but once she gets up close and starts casting Hot Steam, I believe that's what's called? Yeah, Hot Steam. Things get a little unpleasant. So, gonna have to do a little bit of work to try and recover from that a little bit, because I wasted a lot of MP and also lost most of my HP from that fight. The Lamia, that is. But anyways... I can't honestly recall what these guys are especially capable of. I mean, that's not very threatening. Okay, so their melee attack is dangerous. Which means we just want to play keep away. If we can. Let's actually use some fresh bread. Partly because it's a heal, partly because it's a good heal, and partly just to get it out of our inventory, because we don't need it in our inventory. That was an interesting engagement. It seems like I'm very slightly in the positive in terms of MP in this place. Although it doesn't help that I'm facing a bunch of, like, somewhat hard encounters. And there we get some honey bread. Which is the reason I used that fresh bread, because I knew I'd be getting a new item, new healing item specifically, soon, and I figured I might as well. I wouldn't be able to pick it up if I didn't clear out the inventory spot anyways, so why not? And back up here, there should be another chest. And contained within is a hero's drink, which I cannot carry. Hero's drink restores MP? Wow, do dewdrops really restore 50 MP? That's a lot more significant than in Quest 64 they only heal 10, which honestly feels a little more reasonable. So anyways, I want to come back down here and around to the left and back up again. And grab the spirit. I'm trying to kind of wind my way through this place in the most efficient way possible, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm kind of... weaving in and out and backtracking and whatnot. We are almost done though anyways, whatever the case. And that's a silent flute, but I don't really care about silent flutes, so that's okay. So, if we just come around this corner to the left, the general rule of thumb is just to head towards the northeast, and you'll eventually find your way out of this dungeon, but we're taking a bit more of a winding path through this place. Healing potion. Sure, whatever. Get rid of some fresh bread. It was a complete waste, but I don't mind. That's not the point. The point is just to rid my inventory of bad items and fill it with good ones. Until the time comes when I actually have to use items. Which may actually end up being sooner than later, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. For now, just head up here. Yes, the Beanstalk. You might recall that there was in fact a Beanstalk in the N64 version of the game, and that has not changed. It's a nice little throwback, because if you recall, when you found the Beanstalk in the N64 version, it meant that you were at the end of the dungeon. So, like, that Beanstalk was basically my favorite part of the entire dungeon, because it meant that it was over. This dungeon is nowhere near as bad. It's just kind of cool to see similar landmarks. But here is something that was not in the N64 version of the game. Will you now? So, we got a dragon to fight, huh? Use some homing arrow on it. Well, that wasn't very hard, was it? He can actually be very... like, he can do a lot of damage, so I guess... really, I guess he's kind of the same as every other boss in the game, for the most part. Okay, then. Bosses in general, they have the ability to do tons of damage, but if you are, like, they're usually pretty easy to kill, like, they don't have a lot of health. So if you have the right spells and the right amount of spirits at your disposal, they're not too hard to take out. Unfortunately, if you don't happen to know what spells you're going to need coming up, then you're kind of out of luck. But what are you going to do? So anyways, here we are in Normoon. That is the name of this place, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Hope it is. I also hope these heroes' drinks actually do restore MP. I'm pretty sure that they do, but... okay, well, I don't care about fresh bread. Just gonna try and loot the town a little bit here. And I do not care about fresh bread. I'm actually I thought there were supposed to be spirits in one of these windmills. I guess I was mistaken in that. Ah, yes, the wheat fields. The wheat fields are always a nice little reward after beating Cull Hazard, just because... I don't know, I think there's like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 spirits here in N64 version. I don't think there's that many in this one, but... why would you place an NPC there? I'll go back there in a second and explain my reasoning. But first we gotta get these spirits. Our earth count is getting decently high. Grab some green wings. Okay, so here's what I mean. So the way the graphics work in this game is that it uses a basic tile system, but it lets you move half a tile at a time. So this guy is placed in the middle of like a half tile segment, meaning that you can't walk by him on the bottom here. It's just really weird. I don't know why you would put him in that kind of position. It's just gonna get in people's way. It's inconvenient. What is this place? Okay. Well, anyways, before we take off for the day, let's pay a visit to the inn. Hello, Shannon. Why would a wind tamer want to stop the wind? Wouldn't that be counterproductive? I really can't stay at the inn? That's kind of dumb. But anyways, if we come up this way, we can talk to Leonardo. Alright. No, I hate... This is ridiculous. Those kind of attacks are always so hard to dodge. And it's also just really annoying just because of how freaking long the spell takes to be done. But at least it doesn't do too much damage. So we beat him pretty handily. So, I don't know... Leonardo, he probably exists. You can probably talk to him in the inn, in the N64 version of the game, but this one he's a little bit more active. He's almost like a rival, I guess you could say. So, does that mean I can go into the tower now? I don't think it does. Or maybe it does? Okay, well, let's do this then. Hello? Well, thanks for that. Now I have to go into the forest after him. Good frickin' job. Well, anyways, now that that is all set up, we are ready to go into the Windward Forest on the next episode of Let's Play Brian's Journey. Catch you later.